Hold on. Yeah, give me 1 second. Somebody join my party here. What's up, Sammy boy? What can I help you with, man? You was what? Hold on, let me mute Discord real quick here. You were in my server. In the last game? Oh, you trying to catch? You're doing a survey. Oh, I got you. What? I get it. You're doing a survey. You're doing a survey of why people use cheats. Well, it's not one. My motivation isn't the same as most people's. I'm kind of like, see, I'm a narcissistic type of person, so like when people get really upset, it really kind of, it's like the highlight of my day. Now, uh, well, a lot of other people. Well, that's one of the reasons. Well, it's part of the reason. The other part is a lot of people do it because they just realize that this company and they just don't really care much about the experience because there's so many people that do it that more and more people are finding out how easy it is just to do it, and the worst that happens is they shadow ban that account so you lose it for like a week and you spend literally less than like 3 cents to build a new account, or you can buy an account that somebody yeah, that or you buy an account that somebody's already got, like, they build up on and they're just tired of playing this game. They sell the account for $5 or, whatever. People do that too. Would I cheat in sports? Depends, man. Is there a huge is there a huge reward? Would I use steroids? Well, I mean that's the thing though. That's the thing though. Cheating in sports, like if you're talking about using steroids in professional sports, the consequences for that are extreme in most cases. Whereas cheating in video games a lot of time is extreme. I've seen people try to cheat on other video games and they've spent a week offline, reformatting their computer and figuring out how to get unbanned so they can play legitly. Um, Unfortunately, Warzone doesn't do that. They don't feel the need to do that. They feel the need to fill the store with new skins so you have microtransactions, to pad their numbers. They're not really worried about your experience. If they were, the anti-cheat that they had wouldn't be ranked like what 23rd, 22nd overall of anti-cheat. It's not really even an anti-cheat. Of course. Yeah. At the start of Warzone. Yeah. Oh, of course. Up until maybe like season 5. Do I have a legit record? Yeah. Oh yeah. On. Yeah. I had a 2 point when I quit, and because I set my main account aside. Of course I don't use it, but yeah, I wouldn't use that. No, it's just sitting in a file folder somewhere. I don't use it because I don't play legitly anymore. But I mean, I understand. I had friends they've never seen a hacker in this game, and they've got 7 wins with a .75 KD. And then I've got people that I used to run tournaments with. We've all got 2.3 to 2.7 KDs, and we've got a couple hundred wins. And when you get into the top 10, it's like the top 10. There's like 4 teams that are blatantly rank checking, and 2 teams that are legit, and then the other 4 teams are using some sort of. One's using walls, the other one's using. They got their slow aim turned up a little bit, so it doesn't look super snappy. It is what it is, and the fact that there is kind of a big brother group with the whole thing. Don't go into somebody else's stream with evidence of somebody else that's their friend cheating because just ban you out of existence so that they'll censor you out of existence so I mean, I've come across top earners in this game that do unrational things, and the only rationale that I can come to is they know that they're cheating and they saw me. That's why they took that route, or that's why they decided to do this. Or as in the case of certain streamers that have been called out because they fly too high to the sun, they'll blatantly look at you through walls. They'll come around the corner pre-aimed, locked on your head. And unfortunately, I really don't care about that. I honestly, when it comes to that kind of content creation, I think if the people like the content and you're trying to, I mean, it is what it is. These people that are getting called out are not losing any. They're not losing any sleep, and they're not losing any fans. In fact, they're probably gaining fans. I have a toggle button that's like a fucking absolute rage button. I used it a couple times that last match. So, I always use, yeah, yeah. So I've got my no, so I've got my toggle button. So like I've got my walls up, and if I want to toggle the aimbot, I have it set to head only. Yeah, and I press the thumb button on my mouse, the X4 button, and it toggles to the face, and it locks. And I don't have any soft aim or any, like where it kind of looks like you're dragging the aim. Yeah. Yeah, and I only used it when I was losing. Yeah, I only used it when I used it when I knew I was going to get a gunfight lost. I mean, people like imagine dying with hacks. Well, I mean, it's not like you got God mode. You lose. Oh, I lost a couple. Yeah, yeah, I lost a couple throughout that match. It's just the nature of the beast. You'll lose gunfights. You know what I mean? And like I said, I wasn't really toggling. I'm not really trying to just run it. Actually, I'm actually testing a new feature on the cheat that I use. No, I don't pay for this. I was part of the development of this cheat, so I don't pay for it. But it's not expensive if that's what you're asking. I don't sell it. They do. I just give. Yeah, my services were in exchange for free product basically. So it depends. That. I know what you're trying to say. Well, no, not. It depends on two things. You're right. It depends on that, and it depends on if I personally have something to lose. So let's be for let's I mean like let's be honest. The guy. Okay, I understand that. I understand that. But people without a lot to lose. This is it. People without a lot to lose generally are uncivil types of people because honestly, who cares? What do you got to lose? Whereas people that have a lot to lose, whether it be financially or they're a public figure or whatever, generally they watch their piece. Yeah, their reputation. They generally have a lot to lose, so you're going to find less of that. Or but the thing about it is there's been professionals that make gobs of money with this game, and they've been caught multiple times, and there's no repercussions. So that shows the little guys that have been, let's take a streamer for instance that's streaming to somebody and they get 3 to 5 average viewers, and two of those are themselves watching their stream to boost their numbers. And there's a guy and his buddy, they both start streaming at the same time. They both got the same setup, same specs, same everything. And all of a sudden he's got 4,000 viewers. You know why? Because he's using an aimbot. He's using wall hacks. You know why people want to watch him cheat instead of somebody that doesn't? Because they for a allow it, and it's funner to watch somebody do that. It's a lot more fun. I used funner. That's not a real word, but anyways, I'll put it to you like this: I know somebody personally, and have you ever heard of Bad Boy Beeman? Have you ever? He's a YouTuber called Bad Boy Beeman. Okay, you never. Yeah, he tries to expose a lot of people. In fact, he does. I mean, a lot of people he calls out are cheating, but some of them aren't. But regardless, that's his gig. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's not his last one. Yeah, 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 yeah. But that's the Big Brother part of it and everything like that. Some of the people that he's outed, right? Some of the people that he's outed were like people that were streaming and not trying to hide it and stuff like that. Like I said, they were streaming to 3 to 5 people, and he outed this guy, and this guy is like, he didn't even really stream just Warzone. But all of a sudden, he's got hundreds of viewers coming over there, and not all of them are hateful. A lot of them are like, this is cool, I like watching this. And now the guy streams to hundreds of people. And he was just doing it just to fuck off, just to have fun. And now he's in a serious position to actually have You know, I mean, regardless of what you think his content's worth, you know, I mean, you put him in the spotlight. That's what I'm saying, and it's in a way, it's not fair. I get that. The guy shouldn't have the following. It is what it is. But Mike, yeah, it's not. You're right, absolutely right. But again, we're gonna do it because I personally do it because I like the reaction. I think it's hilarious. No, I don't. This game's. I'll put it to you like this: if they removed death comps from this game, it would totally. I'd be like, it's not worth it. I don't want to play. 100%. But you know, I mean, but you got to understand, there's a large subcategory of people out there that do it to be better than the next guy, and they'd be absolutely mortified if you found out they cheat. Obviously, by the post game, if you were in there and hear my post games, I really don't care. You know, I think it's funny. I bring my bucket. One of them was. Yeah, the other two, there was two random people with us. They weren't cheating. Yeah, he was in a Discord lobby with me. Well, no, me personally not, because I'm financially secure. I can buy anything I want, you know. So I mean, there's no need for me to do that. Plus the consequences. Yeah, like okay, put it this way: if Warzone started doing something, or if Activision or Raven Software, whoever's controlling this, they started doing something to where I couldn't get back on the game and play, I would have no choice. Yeah, or big penalties as far as you know, like it's a free to play game, but just like any other free trial offer, you got to sign up with your credit card. You got to sign your account up with a valid credit card or something like that. That would stop a lot of it right there. You wouldn't need an anti-cheat because once we get busted once, you know, that credit card, that account becomes invalid. So, I mean, that's an inexpensive fix right now, but they're not doing that. And I mean, in my opinion, my theory is there's some underlying issues to that. There's underlying issues. I mean, obviously the problem's not, they're not worried about the problem because they've already announced a game that hasn't even come out that's got months and months and months and months until they release it. Uh, is going to run on the same engine, so nothing's going to change. Cheap manufacturers, this is what it's going to do. They're going to have a version ready to go launch night. They're going to get on there. They're going to check the vectors. They're going to be like, oh, everything seems the same. All right, go ahead and sell it. And that's what's going to happen. And literally within hours of the game releasing, you're going to have people shooting you in the face. And nothing's going to happen. The worst that happens is if they're dumb and they don't run a spoofer, they get hardware ID banned, and then they come to somebody that has a cleaner, or they just start running a spoofer, and that's it. That's the worst that happens. Not just Warzone. Well, I'll put it to you like this: I was streaming, and all my friends went to play a different video game because they were like, "Fuck this game," you know, like the before. And I went to play these other games with them, and they're just really boring games. They're real slow paced. You know what I mean? There's no death comms. There's no interaction. It is what it is. We tried Rust. We tried Escape from Tarkov. Tried everything. It's a boring game. Nobody wants to watch you play it. It is what it is. I went back to play Warzone, and I had a stream. And within 45 minutes, I had been killed 7 different times by people that shot me through the wall, that jumped off a tower 360 no-scoped me, you know, just ridiculousness. I was like, this is fucking insane. I thought with skill-based matchmaking, I would have an easy play. I hadn't played in a week, right? No. I got so frustrated, I even said on my stream, I'm like, all right, guys, I'll be back in about 30, 40 minutes, however long it takes me to download hacks. I'm going to go find some. And I did. And I went and got a trial version. And then some guy clipped it, and he sent it to this guy named Bad Boy Beeman, and he made a video of me on the last day of my trial where I was about ready to delete this game. So I wake up in the morning with this video about me, and I say, and my buddy goes, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. I don't even know who this Bad Boy Beeman guy is. So I start watching his videos, and after every video that he makes about somebody, that person comes out and says, oh, some lame-ass excuse. I stupidly followed the advice of a friend of mine. No, you didn't, motherfucker. You cheated. You wanted to do it. Stop. He said, so what are you going to do? You going to write like an apology? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't cheat. And he started laughing. He started laughing his ass off. And I said, I mean, what's the worst they're going to do? Ban me? And he said, yeah, I guess. And he said, so what are you going to do? And I was like, thinking about going and subscribing for a month. And I did. And now I stream to hundreds of people. Do I think it's right or fair? No. But do I enjoy thumbing my nose at people that have the power to do something about it but won't? Absolutely. I've been playing Call of Duty since before it had multiplayer. It's been my favorite game for a while. I stopped playing on Call of Duty Ghosts. What was the one after Call of Duty Ghosts? Remember where you had like the jetpack, double jump, run on a wall? That's fucking, yeah, advanced. Yeah, fuck that game. You know, and I quit playing for a long time. And then I always thought, like, if they had a BR, that'd be really cool for Call of Duty. Warzone come out. Yeah. Well, it was like a 20 catch 22, just like anybody else. You know, COVID happened. We ended up having a lot more time in our hands. You know, whether you're an employee or a business owner like myself. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I got a unique take on it. I mean, as far as like people that cheat, and a lot of the problem is people are mad at them because it ruins the game. Yeah, it does. But then again, you know, if you think that's the only, okay, here's in my opinion, who I think the biggest problem with the game is. I think the person with the biggest problem with this game is people that keep spending money in that store, buying bundles and buying skins and buying this. Because guess what? My business model, my business policies, my practices do not change unless my income rate changes. If I start losing money, I am obviously going to start changing the way I do things to accommodate that loss of revenue. They're not doing that because they're not losing money. I think I'm neither. I think I'm neither. Well, they're not. They don't like it when you thumb your nose at them. Well, they don't like it when you thumb your nose at them. In fact, instead of doing something to prevent, let's say, somebody streaming on a certain platform, instead of outright banning them for like cheating on the platform, they'll ban them for an alternative reason like spam or hate speech or something ridiculous. Then obviously we know how big tech operates in 2021. They have no allegiance. They don't owe you an explanation. It is what it is. And the game itself, they'll individually target people if they're trying to make it known. If you get big enough doing this, you'll be individually targeted. And I mean, to me, the cheap providers that are individually targeted, the actual people that are individually targeted, that's a lot of wasted money and resources when you could use that money and resources to implement a way to keep them from being able to play the game instead of just finding out different ways to punish them post them ruining somebody else's experience on the game. You see what I'm saying? There's no preventative maintenance. And I've always been the type of person that feels like preventative maintenance is a head and shoulders above damage control. It's a lot easier. Just like I said, what's stopping them from, what is stopping, first off, you're supposed to be 18 to play this game, right? It's got graphic violence and stuff like that. Why can't we tie a credit card or a verified payment system to this game? You know how many free trials do that themselves? They're like, well, we're not going to charge you. You need the money. You need to. Well, that's probably why all these. No, that's probably they need to overall they need to step up their game. They need to step up their security game. That's why so many people are losing their accounts. You ever see it? You've noticed in the last week or two, they've been pushing everybody to enable 2FA. I would advise that because one day you're signing into Facebook, the next day you can't sign on to your account because somebody stole it and you had Damascus and they're selling that account in their store for $100. You just become somebody's meal ticket. So overall, the company needs to start taking this more seriously. But unfortunately, they're following the footsteps of games like EA makes and stuff, where it's basically the same game with different textures and a little added twist that nobody ends up playing, and it's the same rehash shit over and over and over again, and you're gonna pay for it because fuck you. Uh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I had it my way, if I had it, if I had it, if I had it my way. My desired result is this game just keeps continually dying because it's dying. I mean, it really is. But it keeps dying probably. And then there's other things. They haven't really changed anything, and they overhype stuff. You know, they oh my god, map change. Blah, blah, blah. They added a ship that like only people that play rotations into the gas decided to get a durable gas mask. Yeah, they don't really change anything. We'll take the opposite player base. Let's take Fortnite for example. They change a lot on Fortnite consistently, and it's still alive. And I think it's a big reason of why it's still alive. That and the fact that you can't cheat on that game. It's very hard. Does it really? I played that game, but I mean, I kind of like it. But the only but this nobody's going to be able to argue with me that there is another game out there in the history, maybe CS:GO, but in the history of video games that's experienced the vast amount of people cheating. So many, so many. If you're trying to play legit, I have all the respect for you in the world, but I can guarantee you're not going to have a good time. You're gonna run into a cheater. I'll put it to you like this: I am 100% gonna guarantee that you have somebody that's running a third-party software in every single match, and I can almost go as far as to say you have more than one person in every single match running, no matter what your KD is or anything. So. Yeah, I mean, I know there are people that they use it. They try to look legit and stuff like that. I mean, if I don't need to toggle the button to shoot you, I won't. If I can kill you if you're running away from me, I'm probably not gonna like toggle my button. That's just whatever. But I mean, I don't play to look legit, or I play to hear what the fuck. Oh my god, I gotta watch this. Watch this guy. Like or at the end of the game. It is what it is, and I'll tell you this. 50% of them are mad. 50% of them want to know how much you paid and where you can get them. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's, yeah, I mean, this game gets, no. Well, I mean, I don't have one, but, like, I have before, like when I was younger because I was dumb, but no. Of course not. That's just pointless. There's a lot of repercussions. You take half your motherfucking, well, then people are dumb. You take half their money. Again, it falls back to the consequence. Why don't you break? Yeah, there's no consequence. That's why. No consequence. Yeah, like this account that I got right now. This account that I got right now. In 3 or 4 more games. Yeah. You can get caught. You can go through your phone. The other person can tell on you. There's all kinds of ways to get caught. But what I'm saying is that even whether you do or you don't, that consequence, and everybody knows it is generally severe unless you're dating somebody that's got mental problems and they're like a weak person. But the thing about it is the reason people do things that aren't exactly, I'm not going to say lawful because cheating in the video games, I don't think it's against the law, but fair or right or morally right, whatever. It's because there's no consequences. Like if the IRS didn't send people to jail for cheating on their taxes, people would cheat on their taxes because guess what? It's more money in their pocket. Who doesn't like money? But guess what? If you cheat on your taxes, your ass is going to eventually go to jail. I don't know. I don't think I'm a bad person because I cheat in video games. I mean, I do quite a bit for my community. I mean, I don't think what you do in an online environment as long as you're not doing what like Eight Thoughts did and trying to like harass somebody in real life, like that's, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, be mad at me, but I tell people this all the time. I'm not the one that took your money. Yeah. I'm not always trying to be morally, not really superior, but I'm not always trying to be morally sane here. Sometimes I like to get under people's skin. So, I mean, yeah, that's probably, a lot of people would call that a bad quality. It's entertainment for me and the people that I play with. It's really funny to us when people get, you know, out of their character over a video game. It's because it's a video game. I mean, no matter what happens in this video game, your life doesn't change. And if it does, that seems like it just seems like a you problem. That seems like a you problem. I'm saying like, I think I'm a nice guy. I think I'm a nice guy. Doesn't matter to me. I know, really. Like I said, it doesn't really affect what I do with inside this game or whatever. It really doesn't affect my outside life. Like when I exit out of that application and I shut down my computer, uh, does no matter what happened on there, it doesn't affect my life at all. Not one bit. Quite honestly, I mean, I'm bored. Somebody hits me up. They're like, "You want to rage?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's hear some kids cry." And then we get on there and we hear kids cry and we laugh at them and tease them and make fun of them, all in good nature. You never hear me using racial bullshit. I'm not. That's not me. I don't use that. I think there's way more better ways to intelligently insult somebody. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, of course they are. There's bad people everywhere. There's bad people that don't cheat. There's bad people that do cheat. But yeah, it's just fun. I mean, yeah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I don't think that has a bearing on whether you're like a good or a bad person. Like I said, I mean, take politics for example. There's bad people on both sides. There's good people on both sides, and I don't think you being a good person or a bad person is dictated on what side you're on, or I don't think what side you're on is dictated by whether you're a good or a bad person morally. At the end of the day, it's a video game. At the end of the day, it's a free video game, in which which supports itself on microtransactions, of which people haven't put two and two together and realized that, and until the microtransactions suffer, the game's not going to change. Their experience isn't going to change. And maybe that's for a good thing. Maybe there's a company out there that's got a really good game that just needs a little bit of breathing room, a big game like this to have a huge player base that has to go find other games to play. They're just waiting, and it's going to be 10 times better than Warzone. And maybe it's in the natural order for things to happen like that. I mean, I always say things happen for a reason. So, like I said, people do it for different reasons. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, I get it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions and perceptions. Yeah. I mean, I'm not out there playing tournaments either, taking other people's money and doing it. You know, like a big brother picking on a little brother and then laughing about it. I'm not trying to ruin anybody's life. And like I said, if what I do, if my action on the video game are ruining somebody else's life, then it seems more like a them problem than a me problem. Yeah, it's kind of I mean, I've been caught plenty of times, and I just log out and log into a new account. Not hard. I mean, like I said, it falls back to consequences. No problem, buddy. Anytime, buddy. Fuck you, N-word, you piece of shit. I fucking hate you. I hope you kill yourself. Your mom's a whore. Yeah, I know. I know. Oh, yeah, you can tell. I'm not trying to hide it. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, but at least I gave the other team a chance. You know, like I wasn't like sitting back and picking them off. Like I pushed up in them and shit like that and gave them a chance. Yeah, yeah. Like I understand. I'm probably gonna go down. Then. I don't know if you saw me with the DMR just racking shit off. Like that was. I didn't need any cheats to do that. Wasn't toggling at all. I was just fucking just putting lead down range, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, but then again, I could have got snuck out. Somebody could have come up behind me. I actually had my game sound off. I was talking to somebody on Discord. No problem, buddy. Thanks for being civil. You too, brother.